it's Anya Divine here. Have a look at the links below if you want to know more about me. So I've been pottering around this morning. I got up quite early in the end and actually ended up just kind of putting on the washing, doing various things. And as I was doing that, I was gradually sticking stuff on here. Last night I painted the whole thing orange. It was an old portrait I had done of Erin, my daughter. Erin's my middle daughter. I've got 3 daughters, Hope, Erin and Lily. Their dad used to say if we had a fourth one, it would have to start with P, H-E-L-P. Anyway, we didn't have a fourth one. We've got Maisie. Here she is, look. I'm keeping her going with some peanut butter. I better move actually quickly now because she's due a walk for sure. Anyway, what I was saying was I've just been kind of putting things on you know, as I was pottering around, and it's often quite a nice thing to do because it takes the precious kind of feeling off it. I'm just going to move you there. I want you to be able to see my table as well. Well, just for a second. That's the table beside me. So everything is within easy reach. I recommend that you do that if you can, you know, have everything, if you're right-handed, have everything on your right-hand side ready so that you can just do the job in hand and you know, be attentive to what's there and respond swiftly. So with that in mind, I'm going to do that now. I still don't have white acrylic paint. I need to put in an order for that and for masking tape. I'm using parcel tape. Oh no, I'm not. That's an old one. So it was already stuck on when I was doing the drawing of Erin. So that's not parcel tape. But I did use parcel tape for masking some of the paint, some of the jug, the vase earlier. This is one of my favourite vases, the orange. You can hardly see my face, the orange vase there. So I'm gonna, motor on. See, you know, if this was my phone now, there wouldn't be so much chat. There wouldn't be so much chat at all beforehand. Like, anyway, yeah. So I better get moving. All right. I'm saying there wouldn't be so much chat. For those of you who don't know, I used to use my phone for the videos and there was never very much memory on it. And I ended up just kind of cutting to the chase a lot quicker. Now I can faff around a little bit. Anyway, a certain amount of faffing is no harm as well. And of course it's always nice to be chatting to you anyway. Okay, right, so I bought in the reds. I've got some red acrylic. I bought in the red colours there from the studio because in the last few days I've not needed to use them. That's pink, I think. We're finished. Yeah, I think maybe even red on its own I might start with. And I'll stick some of this raw umber again. Let's see how it comes out today. Nice dainty little pile. That's good. Sorry that you can't really see now what I'm up to down there, but I'm going to hold the palette once I've got the colour out. So there's more raw umber than cadmium red there. So I'm putting more cadmium red in because what I want to do is just to establish the dark side of the vase a little bit more clearly. Just to do something to say, you know, this is where the light is more than the other side. And also just really to start, make a start. Put the water down here. And we've got our magic towel. Okay, very good. Right. Oh, see the lampshade has got some cadmium red now. How bad? Okay. And now I've got a clean damp brush that I'm going to use as a way of shaping this a little bit. So in the absence of white, what I've used is the gesso. Last night I just put gesso on where I wanted it to be white. What am I going to do there? I suppose I could put some of the brown colour there where the jog is meeting the piano. That feels like a new move for me. Yeah, it's okay. Right, now up there. Some green. Yeah, I think we could do with some green now. I could even start with, you know what, I'm going to actually put out. I'm going to put that on. A little bit of National Geographic there for that leaf. This is a shout out to Veronica for providing me with piles of National Geographic. Thanks, Veronica. They've come in handy. Yeah, more than once I've used them. Right now. Let's see. This is some indication for the flower now. This is what it's all about, really. And I think I'd like to actually put some paint on there. But before I do the flower, because the leaves are behind them, and I want the flowers to read as though they're overlapping, the flower to read as though it's overlapping the leaves, I'm going to put out some sap green. I'll show you what it looks like now. Yeah, so there's the sap green, and you see how green it is. It's very green. Yeah, I think I want to put some of this acrylic ink into it that's a little bit more blue. Gosh, making a bit of a mess here. I'll just pour that off onto my trusty towel. Okay, so that's really dark in there. That needs to be dark. So I need some ultramarine blue. And I'll get a dry brush. I'm just going to stand back and see. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. But the blue into the mix will make it a little bit darker in the centre there, which I think is grand. I'm just going to let that dry now for a little while I work on the flower. After shaping this front leaf a tiny bit more. And actually I'm kind of enjoying the shaping, so I'm going to do that in other places too. Like that. See what happens when you lift off acrylic, it just leaves these beautiful things. Some lovely marks. I might lift off some of this collage paper. That's alright. Now I'm going to, using my finger and some water on the towel, I'm just going to begin drawing. Drawing the shape of the leaves a little bit more clearly. And I'll find the stem in there as well somewhere. What am I seeing now? Yeah, under that leaf, so it goes there and then out. Okay, and another little bit of water, and I'm going to sweep up and around this leaf. There we are. I wanted to say to you, look, my good friend and beautiful landscape painter Louise Turnbull gave me this gloss medium and varnish by Liquitex. I put some of that on over the gesso. This is the gesso that I'm using. Getting stuck in the microphone. Galleria. So the gesso is used to prime the paper first, and then I put on the gloss medium, and I think that means that I can lift off a little bit more easily. I know that Louise uses it layer upon layer, that you can let a layer dry, and then you can let a layer, you know, an exciting kind of thing dry, put the stuff over the top, the gloss, that stuff, gloss medium, over the top of it, and then you know for sure that it's not going to move. And you can do another layer of whatever takes your fancy. Now I'm going to tear off that because I want a clean page. I don't want any green getting into the flower. So, and for the same reason, I'm going to use a new brush as well. You could hardly call it a brush, it's so sticky. It's really stiff, like, but it'll do. It'll do for the thing I want to do here, which is just to establish the shape of the flower. Quite dark over that side. It's dried out. The paint is almost working like oil pastel, but it's acrylic, like it, but it's just giving it a different texture. I quite like it. Putting it on with my thumb. I bet you I didn't stick that in right. Okay, hopefully the microphone is in right. So after that, now what am I going to do? I think I'll play about with some of these pastel-y kind of things. In fairness, Maisie's well within her rights now to start making noise because she's not had a walk yet today and it's afternoon. I mean, that's shocking, isn't it? She did have a play about in the garden with Erin and her boyfriend earlier. That's my stomach grumbling as well. No. Something nice about that blue. I think it needs my left hand though. And I know there's a nice oil pastel. It's chalk. That's nice and bright as well though. Wonder if this would work here. Just some oil and chalk pastels to bring in some line. Do I want that to have a clarity of an edge? No, I don't think so. I was going to start doing the edges where the painting meets the piano, but I don't think it needs that there. Let me just decide what I want to do next. I want to bring in some blue and brown to this area so that the shadow of the flower is being cast onto the leaf. This is good fun, you know. The finger painting thing is a great way. I was going to say a great way to start the day. Of course, it's not the start of the day. But at any time of the day, finger painting is good therapy. Let's see now. That's all right. And if I could find my sharpened stick, I'd be away with things. I'd be drawing with the sharpened stick a bit more. But in the absence of it, what will I do? I do want an ink line, you see. So I'm going to go with this green and use this dipper, the stick that's already in the pot. There's something quite characterful, I think, about an ink line. I feel like I'm almost there today. I feel like I'm almost there. They say stop when you're 80% done. I love that. Although I rarely do it, for goodness sake. You know the way I am with the chat earlier, like I just want to say one more thing, just one more thing. And in the end, I could just start to go overboard like. Right. There's a thumbprint there now will do the trick, I think. And you know what? I found some colours here that I felt would represent what I'm seeing. So as I was pottering about this morning, I was also selecting colours and putting them together in this Tupperware dish that I thought would work for the leaves and the pot and everything else. And I also put a black in because, again, not having the Indian ink, I wanted to have something that was clearly dark. Just gonna let that leaf enter into the leaves by being overlapped by it. And maybe this again. Don't want to go too into the black now. Get too trigger happy with that. And there's no coming back from it. What about the rest of it now? Maybe a little touch of it here though, in order to anchor down the bottom of the vase. Okay, now what colours have we for flowers? I might do a little bit more in the flowers. Let me just stand back and consider. Is that a good idea? Something there. What would it be now that I could put there? I think something like that might work, you know. I like this one, but it's very thick. So I'm going to just make it a little bit thinner. More paper rather than card. I'm a bit too finicky with it now, but I don't like having the sharp edges. Alright, so where's my glue? Just checking every time Maisie goes into the kitchen. You don't have, she needs a chaperone really. Right. And the reason that the kitchen door is open, you might say, why don't you just close the kitchen door? Come here, hi. Is because the camera thing is stuck. A few people have been asking me about it. Actually, the arm that the iPad is stuck on. I'll see if I can show you at the end of the video. It's very good. It's a great thing. I got it from Sky for the painting I did of Claire Balding. Right. What am I looking for now? Something with brown on it. I have a lot of brushes because it can't be bothered washing them out really clearly really cleanly in between marks, and so there's a lot of brushes with different colours on them. But I've run out now, so I've gone back to the purple one. I think I'll just do something like that, and then maybe put a splash on, and just before I finish I could wipe that away then. I didn't anticipate putting the splashes everywhere there, but some of them are okay actually. I think that's alright. Now, a splash on there would be quite nice, I think. Okay, so I've got some purple here. I'd say there might be some of you who hate collage and you're like, oh, for God's sake, she's sticking something on again. But it's just, for me, I love it. Great fun. I'm going to use the gloss medium because the snow that I'm putting on is just tissue paper. And so I think the gloss medium will work as well as glue for the tissue paper. Okay, and finally, just cover my hands with purple, put them into the bucket of water, and it's a very dirty bucket of water, so what I need to do there now is put some more pigment on my hands. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think the tissue paper is fine. It's wrinkled, and it's kind of good that it's wrinkled. Now sometimes I get trigger happy with this white oil pastel, so stop me if I go too far, as if you can. But I love capturing some of the edges with a bit more clarity. And the oil pastel, I feel, does that. It brings in a real clarity at the edge. See, that might have been a step too far there now. I get the feeling that really needs to be more of a grey. I think that needs to be more of a grey, a bit more muted back there. It helps me to be able to see it on there too. To see it freshly, I'm looking at what you're seeing. I'd say definitely 80% done. It was 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I reckon I'm gonna stop there. And Maisie's reckoning I'm gonna stop here as well. Not stopping on. Right, what do you reckon? I think I'm pretty much done. Look what I'm gonna do. Just a bit of a line of red ink there. Just a bit of a brave move to end it all. Oh my god. It actually didn't hit anything else, luckily. Right, Maisie. Maybe she's seen one of her pals there walking past. Or smelled one of her pals. Yeah, Anya, for God's sake, stop. Usual. Okay, so that's it. Oh my god. I think that's it. It just feels like that's a little bit much, you know. Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. All right. See if there's any major emergencies that I have to do something else. I'll let you know about it under the video on YouTube, and you can check it out on the Facebook page or something. I do feel like there might need to be a little bit more clarity here with white. I might need to bring in some white, seeing as there's lots of white there. See what I'm talking about? The background of the freesia painting is meeting the white, is meeting the orange of the face. Anyway, Maisie needs to get out for a walk, so who knows what she's up to. Okay, see you tomorrow. thanks very much for being there. It's good to connect with you. 25 minutes, how about that? I'd never have managed on my phone with my 5 minutes of memory. Bye.